He who thinks he can and he who thinks he can't are both usually right.
Our next guest is Kakoli Roy. She's a very old friend of mine. She's a technical writer by profession and an amazing writer and an artist. One cannot miss her columns on films as a critic. Smita, when you get a chance, you need to read Kakoli's critics about movies.
Oh, definitely,
She
definitely.
beats all the Anupama Chopra or whoever.
I'm
Thank you,
sure.
Kakoli. Take it on.
Thank you, Shilpa. First of all, I want to thank you for creating this panel at breakneck speed. I think we just spoke about it like 3 or 4 days back, and voila, you've created this beautiful panel of such revered people like Smita ji and Rahul da and Karl and all of these, Neil and Shudipa, Jyotika, all of you. I'm really, really humbled and privileged to be part of this panel. Um, First off, I want to say something because I love writing critiques on movies. I have followed Sushant's trajectory for a very long time. I didn't see him as a as a television artist, but I did follow him from his Sky Poche. And I thought to myself that what a what a unconventional, out of the box actor he is to take a risk on a project like Bomkesh Bakshi, which any other leading man of Bollywood would reject because that's kind of an edgy take where the villain of the movie actually has more chutzpah than the lead actor because Bomkesh Bakshi is still not developed as the full-fledged detective that he is later. He's still fumbling, he's unsure, he's uncertain. And I always come back to Bomkesh Bakshi, and I think that he was onto some amazing stuff, as Karl pointed out, as so many other, as Smitaji pointed out, people who have known him personally and people who have not known him. For myself, I've only followed his cinematic journey, and after he passed, I started, like all of you, I started watching his YouTube channels and videos, and I found out that he actually started a book club amidst all his his super busy schedule. He actually started a book channel called Intoxilectual on Twitter. And if you haven't had a chance to visit, you must visit that. And what an amazing mind, he talks about how theology, biology, morality, spiritualism, yoga, uh, etc. connect. And what does it teach us? What does it want to say to us? These kind of thoughts. I mean, I just have to say he was such an amazing guy, such amazing intellect, such a brilliant mind, those twinkling eyes, that heart-winning smile. So I wanted to discuss a few of his books, and books and reading is something very close to my mind. And I just want to show you a brief history of time. Um, if you so if you guys can see this, this is one of his favorite books, which is also my go-to book. And Guns, Germs, and Steel also talks about technology, talks about, how do you connect the human mind? And he was always talking about E is equal to MC square, right? Which is the most famous equation. But he always said that in layman terms and how he would connect everything to, to human evolution, to these complex theories. After all, these complex theories are supposed to make our lives easier, our journeys more transient. So, so I do have a list of his books that I'm going to read, and it's The Unbearable Lightness of Being, Sapiens, which I also have, Norwegian Wood, 100 Years of Solitude, 21 Lessons for 21st Century, you know what it talks about? All of them talk about AI, all of them talk about astrophysics, space travel, condensed metaphors. They seem very lofty. They're actually not when you apply them to our realms of our common lives. So I just want to finish this this segment of my presentation with one little poem that was written by Baron Brooke in the 15th century. Uh, you that seek what life is in death, now find it air that once was breath. New names unknown, old names gone, till time ends bodies, but souls none. Make time while you be, but steps to your eternity. From here to eternity, Sushant, you will always be remembered and never forgotten. Thanks, Shilpa.
So beautiful.
Thank you so much, Kakoli. Yes, he is eternal. And in fact, when I posted my flyer, few of SSRians asked, why is the title Who Was Sushant? You know, it should be Who is Sushant? Yes, I completely agree. And I thought about that too. But, you know, I thought was made a better, stronger statement for people to, you know, come into the show and listen. So having said that, yes, he is part of us, although he's gone. Smita, I would like to, you know, ask you to share a few things about what Kakoli talked about.
Yeah, so you know what Kakoli has actually shared today. It's very, very important, not only for us. I know I would like her to share that list of books with me also, because you know I would also like to read some of them to understand what he was, you know, reading all his life. I want to give this message through this platform to those people, Shilpa, who don't understand what is Sushant or what was Sushant through these kind of books. Tell me how many people in your so-called Bollywood will understand these kind of books. In fact, there was a video which was shared recently, by Riya Chakravarti and their lawyer to malign him. And at the same time, he was reading, this quantum physics book. Kakoli must be aware of that title of that book. And so many people debunked that you know, you're trying to portray him as a depressed, bipolar, or whatever person, which he definitely was not. And every time people say it, I always feel like that they are going to not only regret it, Shilpa, later, because today only this news has come that Riya has accepted a lot of things which she has done wrong to Sushant. She's going to reveal quite a lot of things. So this is a message for those people who are still trying to support, people who maligned him, who are still trying to present this as a suicide or, bipolar theory, whatever it is. I'm sure now nobody in the world who knows Sushant well, or even if they don't know, they will not buy all this.
Absolutely, Smita. I think you're right. And we are all praying for the truth to come out as soon as possible. Although
Right.
we do trust the CBI, they're doing an amazing job.